Welcome back to Dubsy Bricks for another Gotham City update, and it's decision time where this Old Wayne Tower is going to be going. Now, yesterday I did a lot of sorting, tried to find out as many plates as possible, but I don't know where they are, but I haven't found out nowhere near enough for what I need. So yeah, trip to the Lego store tomorrow to get some more filler plate. But with the Old Wayne Tower, I'm feeling like it needs to be more to one end of the table. Now, the Wayne Tower is going to be pretty much in the centre of the table. However, I'm feeling like this would possibly be better off coming more down towards the rundown part of Gotham. I just feel like it's where it would probably be looking better, so more around about here. However, it's going to be then causing problems with how I was originally planning on having the train layout. I was going to have the train station here, then the double raised train line at the top here. So that's not going to work if I go about that. So I just need to have a bit more of a think about the layout on that side of things and see if I can come up with a solution. I don't want to have a double raised platform down that end, so that's out of the question. I could move the Old Wayne Tower over to here, for example, so it's not on the raised platform. However, then I'm not having the subway going underneath it, and I quite like the idea of the Old Wayne terminus. So I'm just going to start off by having a little bit of a think about what's going to go where once again, and once we've come up with a solution, then what I'm going to start doing is working on the actual structure of the raised platform around the Old Wayne Tower. So it won't be the actual Wayne Tower itself, but it'll be the support structure around either side of it. So anyway, without further ado, let's get the thinking cap on and let's get started. And that's the support structure all moved closer to Arkham Asylum and also raised in height by the 8 bricks. Now, it's going to take quite a lot to support this underneath, as I don't want to be having the pillars there, as I want to have the detail build underneath. So I'm going to need to try and work out a way of making that super strong to take the weight of this building, as it does weigh a ton. And at the moment, it's pretty much touching the ceiling. There's only probably about 3 inches above it of clearance, and there's quite a lot of the build to go on the top of it. So I am considering shrinking this down in width as well as height, if I can do so easily enough, as I don't want this to be the focal point of the city. I want the new Wayne Tower that's going to be in the centre, the main feature of that. So just have to have a think about that, but I can worry about that further down the line. Now, the raised platform area, I'm thinking about having it around about this height, maybe 1 brick higher. And what I'll possibly do is have the train line go through and then go through this section just here as well. There's going to be a wall the other side of this track at the bottom here, so before you get to the Old Wayne terminus, I could quite easily do it so the train lines are one above the other. Then it'll pop out the other side. Now, this raised platform is going to come down here. Whether or not I go even higher up once I've got past here, I'm not sure. I want it to look as cool as possible and is what you'd expect to see in Gotham. So whether 3 layers, so we'd have 1, 2, and then a third one up there. Whether that'll look better, I'm not sure. I think it's one of those things that I'll work out as I go along. But I think the important thing for me to do now is try and get some Mills plates put down this end, and then I can start just mapping out the walls and the support structures around this section and see if we can come up with some sort of design where I feel like it can take the weight of the build above it. And the support structures have started to go in, and the idea is I'm going to get this as sturdy as possible. So there's going to be a lot of pillars on there. I'm going to be doing a lot of building on top of this. I'm going to be pushing down a lot, and the last thing I want is anything to give way. So I'm going to make it super strong from the word go, and then I know I'm not going to have any problems. And at the moment, I am making it so they are modular, so they can slide out of place in case, for whatever reason, I need to modify something or I do have a problem with something breaking. And what I'm thinking about doing at the moment is having all of the support pillars in place. Where there's a railway track that you can see, there's going to be walls on the inside of it, so you don't see all the multicolour filler brick. So I want to try and make it as visually pleasing as possible at any angle that you see it. Then once all of the pillars are all in place, it's going to be plated off, not solid plates like I've got on the Mills place here, but more like this sort of thing. And then on top of that, I'll be tiling it. And then what I'll be doing is the structures, they are just going to sit on top of the tiles, and then I'll have it, so I'll just clip it together and keep it all in place using either a couple of tiles or a couple of bricks and plates and things like that. So the general idea is if I have any problems inside, say a train derails or I want to put lights in further down the line, then I can easily just remove sections from the build and it's not going to be a massive upheaval. I had a lot of problems with Mandalore where I put all these lights in and I used like my bricks and half of them didn't work. So and I built it in such a way that it was impossible to get inside to get to the wires to rectify the problem. So I don't want to have that problem with Gotham. I want to, so if I want to put lights in further down the line, I can just remove a building, put them in, place it back down again. So that is the general idea. And then the same is going to be of all of the shops that are going to be at the front of here. They're just going to sit on tiles and jumper plates or modified plates, the ones where you've got a stud on either end of a 4x plate and a tile in the middle of it. So again, they're fixed in place, but they're easy to remove. So if further down the line I think actually that doesn't look right, I can just remove the platform off the top, or move the building off the platform, then remove the lower, but the plate that it's all sitting on, remove that building, replace it, and so. But anyway, let's carry on building this up, get as much of this done as possible with the parts I've got, and we'll see how it's coming together. Putting the walls in, that bit I will do further down the line. And the support structure is coming along here on the raised platform area, or what will be the raised platform area. All I need to do is put the support plates across the top, as I've done down there. And then once I've done that, I can carry on building up. So I want to try and make it as sturdy as possible. Now, on top of these plates here, what I might do is put some bricks going across from one to the other, again, just to make it that little bit stronger. And I've got to start working out how I'm going to be doing this section here for what's going to be the old Wayne terminal. There's going to be a lot of weight on there, as I mentioned earlier, so I need to come up with some good technique. I could put a couple of support pillars in there, but whether or not it's going to be sufficient, only time will tell. But yeah, I am looking forward to starting to put more details in here, like putting brickwork around these pillars. They're going to be hidden behind masonry bricks. And the same here, there's going to be some arches that lead out of the Wayne terminus. And this one here, I'm going to have another arch, but it's going to be blocked off. And I'm going to put a second railway track down there as well. So that one's obviously not going to be in use at all. But yeah, it's getting there slowly but surely. And our trip here to the Dublin Blanchards Town LEGO store was a great success yesterday. Managed to pick up 3 boxes of the 4x4 light bluish grey plates. Massive thank you to Shane as well. He was working up there and it was really quiet in the store. And whilst chatting to me, he was there helping to stack these for me as well. So a massive thank you. And also, once I cleared out the pick brick wall of the light bluish grey, he went and kindly found another box. So that was all good. We've got enough here to do 6 of the large grey base plates, so that's going to be a nice bit of progress in the Lego City. I do also like having the filler plate in light bluish grey for the Mills plates, as when you're doing the pavement areas, it's the right colour, so it looks a lot better whilst you're waiting to tile it, so that's always a bonus. Whilst up in Dublin, also picked up the Batman versus the Joker chase. This set retires at the end of the year, and it was on sale in Smith, so I had to pick one up. So yeah, glad I've managed to add that to my Batman collection. And we've got a little bit more progress here on the raised platform area. All of the Mills plates have been changed. After getting those 4x4 plates, I made a load of the grey ones up, and I thought it's going to look a lot better if I have them under the railway line. So I've actually amended all of the Mills plates here. So rather than have multicolour under it, I've gone for the grey. It goes to beige here, and then as we go further down, we go over to black. And the reason being is it's going to be a while before I can get all of the parts I need to do the railway track how I want it to look, all the tiling and all the plating off that goes around that. So I wanted it to be all one colour underneath. So I've just tried to make this as tidy as possible until I can afford to get the parts in that I need to get for that. And the same with all of these pillars. Originally, they were all multicoloured, or there were white ones there. So now I've done it so these are all the dark nougat colour. And then I've got grey ones as you go through this section just here. And then down here, again, it's all uniformed. But when we get there, it's all multicoloured. And the reason for that is it's all going to be covered over. So this section here is where I'm going to be building the subway. And there will be steps which will come up and go through to the actual train station, which will be on top of this. It's going to look really cool having the stairway, so you'll actually be able to see down from the top of the mock to the subway station just there. I can't wait to start building all of the actual proper brickwork in here. This section here is obviously all going to be bricked off so that I can put the old Wayne terminus in here. I'm going to have a second railway line in here. However, it won't actually go anywhere. It's going to be dead ends, both ends. So it's sort of like it was used years ago. So it's all covered over, as you see in the Wayne terminus set. But what I'm going to be doing with this raised platform area is it's going to come up probably by about another 3, maybe 4 bricks. I'll then place it all off so it's all level. It will be just the same sort of style of plates as I've done here. It'll then be tiled and they'll be ready for plates to rest on top of it. So whether it's another Mills plate which rests on top of it or whether I just use normal plates, I'm not sure just yet. And it will all clip into place. So I have got an idea of how I'm going to be going about doing that. Now, all of these sections here of the raised platform, they have been done in a modular style. So as you can see here, there's 2 columns of bricks here. That's all on one Mills plate. This is on another Mills plate and so on. So if further down the line, for whatever reason, I had to move all of this, I would be able to do so. There's not going to be a problem in regards to that. So I'm trying to think as far forward as possible for the practical side of it, so I don't have to destroy a lot. When I built my previous raised platform in my first Gotham, it was terrible trying to move it because it was just the way I'd done it. It just wasn't that good. So I did learn quite a bit from that. So this time round, I'm trying to make it so it's a lot easier to use, build, modify, whatever else. So yeah, that's how we're getting on so far with this. Now, I have got a few Mills plates made up over there. So I'm going to try to carry on making the Mills plates as and when I can. And it'll be nice to start trying to map the roads out over Gotham as well. All of the buildings as well, I need to modify them. I need to take them off of their structures at the moment, as I want them to be more like the stock exchange where I can just rest them on the top. The GCPD, that's going to be having yet another overhaul. I saw one online years ago which I really did like, and it was, I mean, mine's loosely based off of the Gotham TV series, so I think that's such a cool looking GCPD. And I'll put an image on the screen now of the one that I saw, and it's just so good. I just love all of the techniques they've done in there. So it would be nice to try and do something similar to that. Not exactly like it, I wanted to put my own spin on it, but there are some ideas in there that I think would look really good. So the GCPD, I'll be ripping that off of the base plates it's on at the moment, working out how big it's going to be, and then start to the design on that. But yeah, there's so much reworks I've got to do on there. This Gotham is almost like starting from scratch from the previous one, but it is all still really good fun. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this update. Unfortunately, I know it's not been any exciting building. It's all been more structural stuff, but we will be getting to the good stuff very, very soon, like building Wayne Terminus, like the subway, the GCPD yet again, and all of the other builds. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content on the channel. If you know anybody else you think would be interested in building Gotham, if you can share the channel with them, it'd be much appreciated. Anyway, thanks for popping on by, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.